right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Aspen Place Health Campus, home of the Coaches Show here on a crisp Saturday morning in late January. Heard there's a little snow in the forecast, so what does that mean? Sectional basketball is just around the corner. Girls action starts this week, Tuesday evening for a couple of the local teams, and Wednesday for most everyone else. So season rapidly coming to a close here on the girls' side anyway. Last night, we'll start with some boys action in the area. On Thursday night, Greensburg was on the road. They came away with a 69-58 win over the Lawrenceburg Tigers. In action last night, Batesville by 19 over North Decatur, 66-45. Columbus East 60, East Central 49, and Connorsville needed 4 overtimes to subdue Mount Vernon of Fortville. Connorsville gets a 3-point victory, 88-85 in those 4 overtimes. Lawrenceburg put the clamp down on South Ripley defensively. Lawrenceburg comes away 42-27 over South Ripley, and South Dearborn over Rushville 69-53. On tap tonight in EIAC action in the boys, Batesville will travel to Hauser. Connorsville will be at Indianapolis Manual. That game is at Bankers Life. Connorsville will play Indianapolis Manual at Bankers Life. That game is set for 5:30. East Central will travel to North Decatur, and Franklin County is at Talawanda of Ohio. And then on Monday night in EIC boys, Greensburg will take the long drive, probably the worst drive in basketball, all the way to Indian Creek on a Monday night. In mid-Hoosier action last night, Batesville, as I said, 66-45 over North Decatur. Hauser 67-55 over South Decatur. Morristown 81, Edinburgh 36, and Southwestern of Shelby got a 58-37 win over rival Waldron. Tonight on tap, Batesville is at Hauser. Central Christian is at Edinburgh. East Central, as I said, is at North Decatur. Knightstown will travel to Morristown. Try at Southwestern Shelbyville. Waldron will be on the road at Rising Sun in the boys' action again. South Decatur, they stand at 7-10 on the year. Let's see here. North Decatur is at 4-11, and Greensburg is at 10-5. Let's see. We'll go to some girls' action last night in mid-Hoosier conference action to see if anybody was on tap last night. Nope, there were no games last night, but on Thursday, Milan 37-26 over Waldron. Morristown 63, Indianapolis Lutheran 50, Shelbyville 47, Hauser 43, Southwestern Shelbyville 56-43 over Greenwood Christian, and Trinity Lutheran 48-42. Today, Irvington Prep Academy is on the road at Waldron. That is in mid-Hoosier Conference. In EIAC action last night, Greensburg, we'll talk with Coach Simpson of the Pirates. The Lady Pirates come away with an 8-point win on the road at Lawrenceburg last night. On Thursday night in girls action, Franklin County over Batesville 52-49, Lawrenceburg 53-41 over Madison, and Rushville 55-49 over Heritage Christian. All right, joining us now, South Decatur Cougar coach Kelly Fox wraps up the season this past week, 4-18 heading into sectional play. Trinity Lutheran was the last opponent. Tell us, give a little synopsis of the game against Trinity, if you want.
Yeah. No, the Cougars have really been improving as far as ball movement and everything, but Trinity Lutheran gave us all we wanted in speed, and speed's been a weakness for us all season long. But, we tried a couple different looks. The whole purpose of the end of the season is to get ready for sectional, and I think it was a good opponent for us to actually see what we can do and mix up the defense a little bit.
Yeah, and you've had a few games since you've been in here the last. A big win on the 19th. Tell us how you drew that play up for the final.
Yeah, I wish it was that. I wish it was that easy. It was a game that we felt that we played with them the first time that we played, and I think that gave the kids a lot of confidence. When it's a rivalry, there's you know them about as well as they know you, and we were just able to execute defensively and kind of give some big stops. But boy, my hat's off to Annie Gant. I was begging for the 3 only because I thought Bowman was going to hit that free throw. We really only needed a 2 to tie it. But I think not thinking about it, she was looking for Fox in the corner, and when that wasn't there, she realized, hey, I got to shoot this thing. And it was a really nice shot.
Yeah, we're talking about a game on January 19th against North Decatur, conference game, Civil War. Well, I guess it's not the Civil War.
It wasn't.
battle.
It was the conference battle.
game, but North Decatur was ahead there late in the ball game. South Decatur hits a 3 to win 45-44, and like you say, just like you drew it up.
Yeah.
Well, let's give us a little synopsis of the season. You're 4-18. Tell us from the beginning of the year to the end of the year here, what have you seen as the greatest improvement in your squad?
Well, the greatest improvement probably is out of our sophomore class. At the beginning of the year, we tried to split some quarters between the JV and the varsity just to see if they were there. They'd worked hard all summer, and honestly, they weren't quite ready yet. They just weren't quite ready, and we made an administrative decision, I guess, that we were going to play them a few more JV quarters and see if we couldn't get some wins. And boy, those kids took advantage of those opportunities, and they did win. They finished the season with 9 wins, I think, and 11 losses, and included a tournament win down there at the Tri-High Holiday Tournament. So the sophomore class is really playing with a lot of confidence right now. We don't have to worry about quarters going into sectional since there is no JV game, and I think they pushed the varsity a little bit. They let them see that defensively now in practice they're playing harder, which makes the varsity work harder, and that's been the biggest improvement that we've seen.
And what kind of level difference or game difference is there between a JV game and a varsity game?
Oh, well, there's a world of difference. 1 in turnovers, but 2 in quickness. And until you get used to that quickness, I think that was the biggest factor. Physical, my JV, I don't know, they're a little bit mean. It seems like they're always shoving somebody down in practice, so they've adjusted to that pretty easily. But it was the quickness that has really caused us problems all year.
And is the physical play, is it ramping up in girls basketball the same that it is everywhere else?
Well,
college is almost like an NBA anymore.
Yeah, I think that just through the years it's become a lot more physical in the post area. But, girls are fighters. They just don't give up all the time. And, that's a good thing for the game. It makes it a little bit more exciting, I think, for the fans.
Yeah, what kind of drills do you do down in the post to get the girls used to the contact and finishing through the contact? And is there anything you can do?
Well, I'm not sure there is anything that you can do. You got to play the next day, so you don't want anybody injured. But no, we've really converted practices a lot to looking back at those hustle plays, and the talk of 50-50 balls have to come our way. And we've had a few games, quite frankly, that we thought we'd be able to get 6-7 wins this season, and we have 2 that if we had a chance to bring them back, we would. And that was Delville and Edinburgh both. But it's those physical. You get out the bump pads a little bit, you get them down on the floor, but it's a mental thing. You have to be willing to go after the ball.
All right, well, on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Tuesday at Jacksonville, you draw a Hauser squad that you played a pretty close ball game with. You dropped a 4-point decision to them midway through the season. What's different about Hauser? What's different about South Decatur at this point of the year?
Well, it was, again, they're a team that we match up with well, and playing close before has given our kids, I think, a little bit of confidence. When we were watching the draw, I think they were kind of almost relieved to get them. It's a chance that maybe get a little revenge there. But they've got the exchange student, the Aussie as they like to call her, running the point for them, and she does a fantastic job on the dribble drive, and we've got to be aware of that and concentrate on stopping that. In the post, we match up well. Mackenzie Copland had a really good game against them last time. I think that gives her the confidence to go through and try to get that double again this time. But we've got to mix it up a little bit, see what we can do to stop that kick out and that 3-point shot. Both teams, to be honest with you, we've been up and we've been down. They suffered a loss the other night against a Shelbyville team, and I think they were 21 for 41 from the foul line. So, I'm guessing that probably isn't going to happen again. But we've got to make sure that we control the number of looks that Chandler does get.
Okay, so offensively, they dribble drive, kick it out, pop the 3. What kind of defensive schemes will they throw at you?
Well, when we played them the first time, they looked at a lot of 2-3 zones, and I don't blame them for playing that style of defense, especially against us. But lately, it's been a true man-to-man, and man-to-man does frustrate us sometimes. That means we got to work a little bit harder on those back cuts and a little bit harder of coming off the screen in a good location. But it's getting the possessions and not turning the ball over. I think for South Decatur, part of the key is we can be our own worst enemy. And, whether you're facing a team that's, in a zone or a man, the turnovers for us, it doesn't seem to make a difference. We've got to keep those under 20, not over 20. We had a game where we only had, I think, 11 turnovers. And but we've had other games where there's been 31 turnovers. So, there's the kind of the key, that and controlling the rebounds.
Well, Hauser's 13-8 on the year. We're speaking with South Decatur Cougar coach Kelly Fox, who've opened up sectional play at Jacksonville on 7 p.m. Tuesday. It's the only game on Tuesday night. The winner of that game will square off against a 14-8 Oldenburg squad. South Decatur, it's a long, grinding season here in the winter. How's the health and the physical well-being of the team right now?
Knock on wood. We'll probably all get it next week, but so far we've actually been pretty healthy throughout the season. That hasn't been an issue at all. It's probably one of the seasons where we've had the fewest, health-related problems out there. Kids are in great spirit. We appreciate all the support the elementary programs have given us. They brought over cards and all kinds of things, and the girls have really enjoyed that. But mentally, I think that we're in a good shape to come out and give a really strong showing. We like the draw. Of course, Jacksonville's going to be the favorite down the stretch, but they've been in some tough battles too. Greensburg took them for all they want there, so we just got to keep hanging in there and concentrate on one game at a time.
Yep, no doubt about it. That's the mantra now. Everybody's 0-0 going into sectional play, opening up this week. As far as practice schedule, do you alter that at all for a sectional? Do you back it off? Do you ramp it up? Just keep status quo?
I think we pretty much keep status quo. There's only so much gym time that's available, so we take what we can get. But, if we'd had a bye like the old days and not played till Friday, it would have changed things up a little bit. But playing this week and coming back and playing that Tuesday game, there really isn't a whole lot of extra time in there. Of course, both our JV and varsity are both still practicing. We've got everybody in the gym as one unit, and I think the kids need that for consistency.
And depth-wise, how deep does the South Decatur bench go that you're really comfortable and without calling anybody out?
No. We've kept 11 on the roster. I mean, they give you the opportunity to dress an extra one, for sectional, but we left that 11. And like I said, we were splitting a lot of quarters trying to develop players from the JV up, but we will play all 11. There's no question about that. I sometimes wish I could exchange offense for defense because my JV unit does have one heck of a press anymore. But all players will see the floor.
Yeah. Moving into sectional play, overall the season, how would you grade, I guess, just the overall performance, the overall, throw out the record, just players and personnel and effort and attitude. Give us a grade on how the season's been for you.
These kids are great kids. They work hard. They're great students. We've got some senior leadership that's just unbelievable. I don't know that they've ever missed a practice unless it was for another school event in 4 years. They just don't miss. Sick or not, they're there. We've got the lone junior always there without complaining. These are fantastic kids. We're just not fast. I wish that I could, somehow put some great wheels on them and some speed, and that's something that we've got to work on. And we know that. We've got to work on that reaction time. But I can't ask for a better bunch of kids or a better bunch of students. We've not had a problem with any kind of grade checks, and South Decatur's got one of the hardest grade check policies there is. But these kids have worked hard, and for that we give them an A. Maybe I better give them an A-, B+, because I see them, there's always room for improvement.
Sure, absolutely. And, I've always marveled. It seems like all of the South Decatur sports just have a great following from the community and the student body. How are ticket sales going?
I don't know about that, but we appreciate everything WTRE's done, too, as far as Periscope and all the games that have been out there. But we've had some great fans. The boys' team tries to support the girls a little bit and vice versa. But we appreciate everybody that's been in the gym this season, and hope it continues through sectional. There's just one game that night. I know some people are like, oh, do I come out? Do I not come out for one game? We encourage everybody to come out, support us.
Yeah, Tuesday night, nothing else to do on a Tuesday night.
That's right.
Boring TV night. Just get out there and watch a good basketball game, right?
That's right.
Right. Jacksonville is the host over there. A lot of coaches, you'll talk to coaches, and they'll have a place where they don't like to play, places where they do like to play. Anything special stand out at playing at Jacksonville?
Well, the only thing about Jacksonville is, thank goodness, their band's not going to be there until Saturday night, because they do have a wonderful band, and it is so loud, even in the locker room, you can't even talk to your players. But, you know, they're not going to be there from what I hear until Saturday night, if Jacksonville can advance that far. But it's a great environment. They've got a great fan base as well. But, you know, they're not playing on Tuesday night. It's us and Hauser. So we're going to have to concentrate on what we need to do and get our fans out there and be nice and loud.
All right, we are speaking to South Decatur Cougar coach Kelly Fox, heading into sectional play on Tuesday night, squaring off against the Hauser Jets. We'll give you some closing comments here and shout out to anybody you want to shout out to, and then we'll let you hit the road.
Okay. No, of course, as we said, we want to thank WTRE, the boys program, all of the community that's been out there to support these kids. Obviously, our 3 seniors with Mackenzie Copland, Sierra Deppie, and Stacy Fox, we wish them the best down the stretch. And you know, Taylor Best has some big shoes to fill next year, and I think she's up to the challenge. Sophomores get in the gym and work this summer, and we hope to be back next season even stronger than ever.
All right. Well, that is Kelly Fox. We certainly wish you luck in sectional play starting on Tuesday against Hauser. And, again, everybody's 0-0 going into sectional play. And with that, that wraps up the first section here of the Coaches Show at Aspen Place Health Campus. We're going to have some Cornerstone Bakery donuts. Get some rejuvenation going here, and we'll be right back after this break.
This is Paula Sibbett of Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick. We would like to invite you to come to our dealership in Greensburg, meet our courteous employees, and get acquainted with our sales and service departments. We are happy and willing to serve you with all your service needs or help you with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Tom Sibbett has been in this area for over 50 years, and we believe in giving our customers honest, courteous, and reliable service. Come visit us in Greensburg at 950 North Michigan Avenue, just off Highway 3 bypass. Tom Sibbett Chevrolet Buick will be there for you.
This is Michelle Gauk with Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and we are a proud supporter of all our student athletes. We know that being a student athlete takes hard work and dedication to stay on top of your game. It takes that same hard work and dedication to provide great customer service. At Batesville Chrysler, we've been putting families into reliable cars since 1984. And when it comes to buying a dependable car, who you buy from really does matter. So visit us at Batesville Chrysler. We'll be there for you before and after the sale. We work hard every day to prove that you can buy a car anywhere, but at Batesville Chrysler Dodge Jeep, service is the difference.
When it comes time for car repairs, it can be a nervous time, unless you're made of money. A good reason for visiting Helms Auto Sales and Repair. Scott Helms is ASE certified and will give you an estimate before they even start. And if the diagnosis changes, they'll give you a call before proceeding. And if it's time for a new vehicle, Helms keeps a stock of preferred used cars on the lot. Helms Auto Sales and Repair, folks you can trust at 302 West Main, phone 222-AUTO.
Enjoy dinner at the Fireside Inn in Enochsburg, serving their famous fried chicken and shrimp each evening. Specials are Tuesday, tacos and taco soup. All-you-can-eat catfish on Wednesday. Thursday, it's hot wings, barbecued wings, battered wings, livers, and gizzards. Friday evening features cod and bassa catfish dinners. Prefer a sandwich? They have a great selection. Salad bar is available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings. Hours at the Fireside Inn are Tuesday through Saturday, 5 to 10 p.m. For reservations, call 934-4174.
Hi, this is Cheryl Johnson, Community Liaison for Morning Breeze Health and Retirement Community. Morning Breeze is a CMS 5-star health campus offering 3 levels of care. Our villas offer independent living in our beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath, maintenance-free condo-style living. We offer large studio-style assisted living units inside our health campus. Morning Breeze is a top-rated skilled nursing facility with an outstanding therapy department offering short and long-term rehab.
The play of the day is at Buy Right Auto, Greensburg's used vehicle superstore. Come in now and score big with a great deal. With over 600 vehicles available, we have the car, van, SUV, or truck to fit your needs. That's why we're the used vehicle superstore. And if we don't have the right one for you, let our buyers go for the assist in finding the right one. Be the MVP and score big now with a vehicle from Buy Right Auto, Greensburg's used vehicle superstore. 920 North Michigan Avenue, or call us at 812-662-9922. Be the MVP and score a vehicle now.
All right, welcome back to Aspen Place Health Campus here on the north side of Greensburg. It's the Coaches Show as we're honing in on girls sectional play that starts this week. We just spoke to South Decatur's Kelly Fox. Her Cougars open up on Tuesday evening against Hauser. That game will be at Jacksonville. Joining us now for Stage 2 of the Coaches Show will be Coach Jason Simpson of the Lady Pirates. We'll get to Jason in just a second here. Let's give some scores through action last night in Mid-Hoosier boys action. Batesville over North Decatur 66-45, Hauser 67, South Decatur 55, Morristown 81, Edinburgh 36, and Southwestern of Shelbyville 58-37 over Waldron. In Mid-Hoosier Conference action tonight, boys games, Batesville will travel to Hauser, Central Christian will be at Edinburgh, East Central at North Decatur, Knightstown at Morristown, Tri at Southwestern Shelby, and Waldron will be on the road at Rising Sun. In EIAC action on Thursday night, Greensburg was on the road at Lawrenceburg. The boys, they got a 69-58 win over the Tigers. And then in action last night, Columbus East 60, East Central 49. Connorsville took their one loss up against Mount Vernon of Fortville, and it took Connorsville 4 overtimes to get a 3-point win over the Mount Vernon Fortville squad. 88-85 was the final in that one. Lawrenceburg 42-27 over South Ripley, and South Dearborn at 69-53 over Rushville. EIAC boys action tonight, as we said, Batesville will be at Hauser. Connorsville will be playing at Bankers Life at 5:30 p.m. They'll square off against Indianapolis Manual in that game. East Central at North Decatur. And Franklin County will travel to Talawanda, Ohio. And then on Monday night in boys action, Greensburg will travel to Indian Creek to square off against Indian Creek on that night. This past week in girls action, in EIAC play on Thursday night, Franklin County over Batesville 52-49, Lawrenceburg 53-41 over Madison, Rushville 59-45 over Heritage Christian. And in last night's contest, Greensburg was on the road at Lawrenceburg, just like the night before with the boys. The Greensburg girls came away with a 59-51 win over the Tigers last night. On Thursday night in Mid-Hoosier Conference action in the ladies basketball, Milan 37, Waldron 26, Morristown 63-50 over Indianapolis Lutheran, Shelbyville 47, Hauser 43, Southwestern Shelby 56, Greenwood Christian 43, and Trinity Lutheran 48-42 over Edinburgh. And there is one game on tap today in girls action, Mid-Hoosier Conference. In Irvington Prep Academy will be on the road at Waldron. All right, so joining us now, Greensburg Pirate lady coach Jason Simpson, who wraps up the season at 20-2 with his 8-point victory last night at Lawrenceburg, 59-51. First thing, congratulations on a great 20-2 season.
Well, thank you. It was one of those situations last night. You know, we come away with a victory, and I'm in the locker room not feeling real good about how we played, and the girls are kind of down with how we played, and I saw some long faces, so I finally just stopped. I said, girls, we're 20-2. That we are 20. Stop and think about that. We are 20-2. It's a school record for regular season with 20 victories. I said, we need to fix some of the things that went wrong tonight, but stop and take a minute to be proud of that. We are 20-2, and it's because of all of the work that they've put in, not just this year, but the last 3 years with us, and so it's just an absolutely phenomenal accomplishment for them.
Well, let's look at those two. The first one you dropped was at East Central. You had a horrible first half there, found yourselves behind, I think, 21, 22 points, and you had a ball up on the rim at the buzzer to win that thing.
I don't know that I've seen a worse half of basketball played by us, and it wasn't one of those, you know, this has been many months ago now, it feels like, but it wasn't one where it was lack of effort. It was just the basketball gods in that first half were against the Pirates for whatever reason. But we did get down by 21 at one point, and like you said, we were down by a point with seconds to go, and we're able to get a steal and have a shot in the air to possibly come back for a victory. So, that's the MO of this group, though. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard says, or whether we're up 19, down 19, this group will never quit, and that was just another example of it.
So you lose that one by 1 point, and then your only other loss is a 3-point loss on the road at Rushville. So, you're 4 points away from being 22-0.
And it's kind of a crazy thing to think, here we are, we sit at 20-2, we've earned a fourth ranking in the state, and we're third in our own conference. But what that speaks to, though, is how difficult our conference is, and how good girls basketball is in our little pocket of the state here.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The EIC has 2 20-game winners in Rushville and Greensburg. Franklin County is 16-7, East Central 17-6. It's 14-7 is Lawrenceburg. So, yeah, you're right. I'm telling you, the EIAC is brutal this year.
And the scary part about it is every group that you just talked about with those winning records, with the exception of Rushville, has pretty much that entire squad coming back next year. And so it's going to be another exciting season in the EIAC next year as well.
Wow. Well, it may not have been one of your better games last night, but give me a rundown. Who plays well for you last night?
Well, pretty much as we go, Kyra Whitaker goes, and Kyra scored the ball very well last night. She had 24. And then, beyond that, you're just going to have to look for pockets of the game where people played well. I know, I take that back. I speak too soon. Micah Morrison, when she got in the game early for about the first minute and a half, Micah kind of has moments like this where she's just kind of standing around and waiting to see what the game's going to be like, and kind of had a moment where she had to figure out what was going on, but then something clicked, and she was phenomenal the rest of the night. Defended extremely well and hit a couple of big threes down the stretch. And then I know the girls think I'm crazy at times, but I always tell them, look, you got to be ready to go at any moment. You have no idea when I'm going to grab you and you're going in the game. Well, we had 3 people with 2 fouls in the first half, and there were a couple of people that weren't living up to what I know they're capable of. And so I run down the bench and I grab Rose Morrison, who's only got a quarter because she's played 4 quarters of JV. I said, let's go. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. She ends up with 5 points, goes out, gets a big steal, and the 5 points she gets, she knocks down a 3, gets fouled, hits her 2 free throws, and didn't look like the stage was any too big for it. All went out and was comfortable and performed very well. So the Morrison girls had a very good night, and like I said, there were pockets in the game where each girl did things pretty well, but we couldn't get that consistent flow from anybody outside of Kyra last night.
So what goes through your head when you grab a Rose off the bench in that instance? Did she have a good JV game? Was just the matchup you saw at the time favored her? What goes through your mind?
It's honestly one of those deals where, and I'm not lying when I say I don't have them sitting on the bench because I don't trust them. They are dressed varsity because just like in those situations, they're going to be counted on to give us some minutes. And so it was one of those where I needed a guard. I already had Sam Kane out there. Sam would be the next guard that goes in. Well, Sam was already on the floor, and so Rose is next. And it's like, let's go, kid. Your number's been called, and you need to answer the bell here.
Well, it's nice to have the depth when you need it.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially with the postseason coming up, it's going to be very important.
Yeah, we're speaking with Jason Simpson, coach of the Greensburg Lady Pirates, 20-2 after the regular season wraps up after the 8-point win last night at Lawrenceburg. Like I asked Coach Fox from South Decatur, from the beginning of the season to where you are right now, what's improved most with the Pirates? What still needs to improve, and how do you rate them right now?
Well, I think last year what defined us as a team was our team defense, and we've been kind of searching for that again this year. And I really thought we were taking a lot of positive strides towards that again and getting back to being that defensive team that we were. Last night that kind of took a little bit of a hit, but honestly, with the strides we had made, I think that's just a hiccup, and we'll get that fixed. We're scoring the ball so much better this year. We're averaging about 11 more points a game than we did last year, and some of that's because of the girls that are coming back from last year. You know, they're a year older, a year more mature. They get it a little bit more. Our pace is a lot better. But then Micah and Aaliyah Evans have come in as freshmen, and they have given us a spark and a different tempo to what we do. So overall, you know, honestly, the thing that I am most proud of with this team is that is exactly what they are. They are a team. You're not going to find any group around here that's closer than they are, that trusts each other more than they do, and that plays the game together better than this group does. So it's something that as a coach, I just get so excited about when I see that happen.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple of freshmen there, and I'll put you on the spot here. Hope not too badly, but give me a little rundown of your seniors and what they've meant to the program.
Oh, Claire, it's funny. I shouldn't tell secrets, but I pulled Claire Fleetwood and Sam Kane and Sydney Meyer into the office on senior night, and you know, you can talk to my wife. I'm not exactly Mr. Emotional guy. I don't show my emotions. I shouldn't say I'm not emotional. I don't let people see them. But you know, we're behind closed doors, and I couldn't get the words out to them. The three of them have meant so much, and you know, Claire is the one who people would see, obviously, because she's played the most. She's started for us for most of the last 3 years, and she is our defensive anchor. But you know, Sydney Meyer and Sam Kane are two kids that the last couple of years have gotten big minutes on JV and have done a great job of getting their teammates on the JV, the younger kids, ready to move up and play and contribute at the varsity level. But, you know, I've talked for 2 years about how close this team is. Some of that is you've got those juniors who have been buddies forever, but Sydney Meyer is the glue that holds everything together. She is a kid who is such a genuinely kind-hearted person. She's going to be impossible to replace, and that doesn't mean we've got mean kids, but Sydney just is a kind and gentle soul who seems to be the Pied Piper. People just want to be around her and they want to follow her, and then Sam Kane. Sam comes in every single day, and most of the time, unless it's a big on the other team that we're most concerned with, she plays the other team's best player in practice, and she takes that to heart. And there are times that she does a better job in practice being that person than that person does in the game, and she does a great job getting those girls in front of her ready to go for action. And so I tell you, anytime you talk about seniors, they're going to be difficult to replace, but these three are definitely one of a kind.
Yeah, it's been a nice nucleus for you, and everybody adds their certain or puts their certain stamp on the team, and they certainly have been nice ambassadors. All right, well, we're going to put the season away. 20-2 again. Congratulations, season record on wins. It's over. You're 0-0 now. And on Tuesday evening at 7:30, you're going to square off against a 4-19 Madison squad, and people probably see that 4-19 and think that this is not a good team, but boy, they play a tough schedule.
And that's exactly what we went through last night. You know, if you just look at their conference, you've got Bedford North Lawrence. Well, if you're anybody that pays attention to girls basketball, you know Bedford North Lawrence has won 2 state titles in the last 3 years or 4 years, and they've got just a rich tradition, and they're good again this year. You throw in New Albany and Jeffersonville, who just play a physical, fast brand of basketball. And then Jennings County and Floyd, and just on and on and on and on down the list. Just their conference alone gets them ready to play. And then they go on the road here, their last game before Lawrenceburg, and they play North Harrison. And so their schedule is one that is definitely going to have them prepared. And just like you said, 0-0 that we go in, that they will be in no means overwhelmed or intimidated or anything by us. And so we're going to have to go down there, and we're going to have to execute the things that we're going to go through the next couple days in practice and that are on that scouting report for us to be successful.
Yeah, unlike the boys who play Madison, the Lady Pirates do not play Madison during the year. Have you seen them live?
I have. We went down and actually watched the Lawrenceburg game, and I've seen enough film now that I'm tired of seeing them.
What do they bring?
I just want to go play.
Yeah.
They returned from last year. Sage Sproles will be their go-to player. She's an inside presence, very good athlete. Plays from – she will shoot a three, and honestly for us we kind of hope she does shoot a three because she's so strong down inside that we'd rather keep her out on the perimeter. But she's going to be more of a 15 foot and then dive down in the post to be a big physical presence. Phenomenal volleyball player, which means she jumps. She goes after rebounds, so we're going to have to do a great job of keeping her off the glass. And then they have another girl, Hannah Emmel, who is statistically their best player, if you will. She averages a double-double, but in all of the film I've seen and in all the people I've talked to, she averages about 13 points, and maybe one basket a game of that is her just catching and making a move or catching and shooting. Everything comes off of offensive rebounds and her hustle and her grit. And so, it's going to be a tremendous challenge. I'm hoping that our guard pressure will be able to get to them a little bit. Once the tempo gets picked up, they kind of struggle at times with ball handling. But if this gets into a slow-down, grinded-out game where we're letting it get inside, we're going to have a real tough one on our hands.
Well, you talk about rebounding, and rebounding was not particularly a strong suit last night. What do you do this week to correct those shortcomings?
Well, we go back. We're going to do a lot of 5-on-5 checkout is one of our favorite drills to do, and we'll do some IU.
One of your favorites or one of the girls' favorites?
That's one of my favorites to run. We'll get some IU blockouts in there, which is a blockout drill and a toughness drill that we run. But it's funny. I'm interested, honestly, to go back and watch it this morning to see where these offensive rebounds came from, whether it was a lack of blocking out or just one person missing an assignment, us just getting shoved. For the life of me, I can't figure it out, because we've had nights this year where we have been phenomenal on the glass. And, just this past weekend, we go and play Batesville, who has two of the biggest girls that we see all year in Rolfing and Westerfeld. And first half kind of struggled a little bit, but then hold them to 4 offensive rebounds in the second half of that game. And so I'm interested to go back and see it, but that will definitely be a focus because, like we said with Madison, they rely a lot on offensive rebounding and what you call garbage baskets to get a lot of their points, and so it's going to be real important for us to button that up.
You talk about needing the depth and everything. How is the health of the Pirates? Everybody physically healthy and doing well?
We are early this past week. Kyra had just a little sickness, but injury-wise, knock on wood, we've been very fortunate this year. Ashlyn Meyer kind of tweaked her shoulder again earlier this past year, but only kept her out later that day, and she's come back, and she's been fine from that. So far, so good on the health front and injury front.
Yeah, we're speaking again with Coach Jason Simpson, Greensburg Lady Pirate coach, 20-2. Used to only play 20 games a season. What are the rules these days on the number of games you can have in tournaments? And do you know that?
I knew you were going to put me on the spot.
Yeah,
I think it's 22 regular season games and no tournament, or maybe 21 regular season games and a tournament that you're allowed to play in.
I see.
And we would be 20 regular season games in our tournament.
Right. Okay. So, hence the 20-2 record, and we've already touched upon just those 2 losses by a combined 4 points. This could have been a very good undefeated season. You mentioned you've moved up to number 4 in the rankings. I'm sure the players love that. It's nice recognition. But as a coach, what does the ranking mean to you?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Because it changes so much and it varies so much. And honestly, we don't lose last night, and I get my vote on Sunday. I'm on the panel that votes for it. I think there's 15 or 20 of us that vote in the 3A, and I'm going to put Rushville in front of us. They beat Heritage Christian, which is a tremendous victory, regardless of the fact they don't have their best player playing. Heritage Christian is still a very good basketball team. So, even without losing, rankings can change and things like that. But my biggest message to our girls, and there's times they get it and there's times we're still searching for it, is a ranking and statistics and things like that. You shouldn't march around with your chest puffed out and say, yeah, I'm good. You need to go out and show everybody. We need to go out this next week and hopefully in the 3 games that we get to play and show everybody we're the number 4 team in the state. Don't let people figure it out. Prove it to them. Show them. And that should be a badge of honor that you wear, not in a braggadocious kind of way, but in a way that, hey, we're good and we're going to show you. And if you're going to come out on the right end of things for you tonight, you are going to have to go through an absolute animal of a team. And that's something that when we're good, we are really good. but we're searching for that consistency of 32 minutes of showing you how good we are.
Yeah, I know coaches don't look ahead, and I'm not going to ask you to on your side of the bracket. On the other side of the bracket at Rushville, you got a 14-7 Lawrenceburg squad. You got a 16-7 Franklin County squad. Who's going to come out of that side and be in the final?
Ooh, you are putting me on the spot with that one too.
South Dearborn at 3-19, but who knows? Batesville's 10-12. They can put a good game together.
Well, with Batesville and Franklin County, that's going to be a real interesting one because now they've split their season series, each team winning on their home court. So that one, that's kind of a varying style. I would say Franklin County has the stronger guard play all around. Obviously, Batesville has Gabby Garcia, who's probably the best guard in that game, but guard depth, Franklin County would have it. And then Franklin County's got Cameron McCool, who's a phenomenal big inside, but then you've got Westerfeld and Rolfing on the Batesville side. So that's going to be a fun one to see on Wednesday night. And then Lawrenceburg is playing very well, and so whoever is fortunate enough to win that the Franklin County Batesville game, I'm just going to assume, I know I shouldn't do that, I'll say I'm predicting that Lawrenceburg's going to win their matchup. So whichever team between Batesville and Franklin County wins theirs, that's going to be a heck of a game on Friday night to see who gets to the championship.
I'll tell you, I watched the freshman girls championship tournament game this week. Franklin County girl freshman squad looked pretty decent. They beat a Rushville squad in the final. Have you seen any?
All right. Good for them.
We didn't have a freshman squad, did we, this year?
We did for the first four. They played 4 or 5 games, but we had such a mixture of some of our JV girls that had to play down that we got kind of in a quarters pinch, and so we didn't want to risk that. And so they played their first 4 games and then called it a season.
Yeah, how many quarters is a girl allowed to play in a season?
100 and yes, 110.
Okay,
I think that sounds right. You get 5 quarters a night, is what they call it. So whatever that averages out to.
Yeah, and who on your staff? Let's talk about your staff. Give us a rundown of your.
No, I'm kidding.
Give us a rundown of your staff. I know they play a crucial role in your scouting and prep each week. So who's on your staff?
Well, since you asked, we started ask about the freshmen. We'll start with Joe Kane. Joe's been with us all 3 years and heads up the C team, freshman team. Misty Cooney is our JV coach, and she's been doing that now for a lot of years, spanning both staffs that have been in here. And Misty does a tremendous job with them and has a relationship with some of these groups that are coming in now because of her daughter, and she's known them for a long time. And so she does a great job getting them ready. And then new to us this year is Katrina Peters as my varsity assistant, and it's been that was a transition. I knew Katrina would do a phenomenal job, but it was a transition that I was really worried about because I put so much on our former assistant Chas Lecker, just responsibility and getting things going, that I was anxiously awaiting to see what was going to happen. And Katrina has jumped right in this year, and from the get-go I've given her scouting reports and said, it's one of those deals, you're going to sink or swim. I got to have you do this. And she's done a tremendous job of putting together the scouts. And then even last night she was responsible for Lawrenceburg. So, even when she puts together a scout, I'll normally take the walk through. But Thursday I said, you got them. Let's see what you got here, and put them through their paces. And so she's just done a great job for us.
All right, we're speaking with Jason Simpson, Greensburg Lady Pirate coach. Open up sectional play, 7:30 p.m. on the road at Rushville against Madison. Give us some closing comments, and we'll let you go. I'm sure you got plenty of prep already on schedule for today.
I've got lots of film in my future, that's for sure. This morning will be a lot of that until we get to practice. Obviously as the coach, I'm hoping and think that we will, but you never look ahead. I'm hoping that we're able to get through Tuesday night, and if we are fortunate enough to do that, first, let me recant that. Everyone needs to come out Tuesday night and see us. But then after we're able to take care of business that night, I can't encourage people enough to get there Friday night to watch this basketball game if we're fortunate enough to play Rushville. Not only to support the Pirates, but you're going to see a phenomenal basketball game. It's going to be a throwback environment. It's going to be a crowd that people aren't used to seeing at a girls' game. It's going to be the easiest thing that I could compare it to for people here in Greensburg, it's going to be a few years ago Batesville Greensburg. It's going to have that feel to it. It's going to have that energy to it. The stakes are going to be just as high because it's come Tuesday it's win or go home, and so it's going to be one. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be intense, and it's going. The most important thing is it's going to be good basketball. It's going to be two teams that there's a high level of talent on both sides. There's a high level of pride in their programs and what they're playing for, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. But then, in saying that, on the flip side, I've already warned our girls we're not making the trip down 3 here this week just to beat Madison or just to beat Rushville. We're going down there to win a sectional, and so we've got to be sure that our focus is squarely on Madison Tuesday night. And then if we're fortunate enough to beat them and we come out with what we hope is a victory against Rushville, we can't be satisfied. We're not going down there just to beat those two teams. We're going down there to win that sectional tournament. And so our focus is going to be squarely on Madison, and, we're going to see what happens. This is when the real stuff happens, I guess. And
rubber hits the road, as they say.
That's exactly right. And, I told our girls last night, and I wasn't saying it because I'm their coach, there's 7 teams walking into that gym next week. There is not a team that's walking in there that I would rather call my own than the one that I've got. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't encourage people enough. Our following has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger as we've gone, but it needs to be as big as we've had this week and then into the future, because we're going to need that energy. We feed off that energy, and I've said it over and over. If you haven't been out, get out and see them, because this is a team that you will be proud to call your own. They do it the right way, and they're a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely. Well, that is Coach Jason Simpson of the 20-2 Lady Pirates. We will certainly be with you on Tuesday and going forward from there, we hope. So good luck to you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, that wraps up the second section here of the Coaches Show from Aspen Place Health Campus. We're going to take a short break. We'll return. We'll wrap it up. And, sectional time in Indiana. Got to love it. We'll be right back after this break.
Decatur County Memorial Hospital is growing to better serve you. DCMH is now offering a sports medicine program to all community members. This program includes orthopedic surgery from our new physician, Dr. Yulo, rehab services, athletic trainers, sports physicals, and emergency medical services. Let us help you succeed with our new sports medicine program at DCMH. To reach Dr. Yulo's office, call 812-663-7790, or for our rehab department, call 812-663-1119.
At Hilliard Lyons, we're conservators of your wealth, not the status quo. We're not interested in how everyone else does things. We're independent thinkers. You see, every client is different, so we treat each one as a new challenge. After nearly 160 years of wealth management experience, we've learned a few things, one of which is no two clients' goals and needs are the same. In our more than a century and a half of providing investment advice, we've come across nearly every financial situation possible. Creative thinking and a real understanding of our clients' needs and their concerns is what sets Hilliard Lyons apart from the rest. If this sounds like the kind of financial partner you'd like, call us in Greensburg at 812-663-2862.
Hilliard Lyons, investment insights for every generation since 1854. JJB Hilliard WL Lyons LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
When it comes time for car repairs, it can be a nervous time, unless you're made of money. A good reason for visiting Helms Auto Sales and Repair. Scott Helms is ASE certified and will give you an estimate before they even start. And if the diagnosis changes, they'll give you a call before proceeding. And if it's time for a new vehicle, Helms keeps a stock of preferred used cars on the lot. Helms Auto Sales and Repair, folks you can trust at 302 West Main, phone 222-AUTO.
Do you have enough coverage? Don't wait to find out that the insurance you purchased online or from an 800 number gave you a discount on the wrong coverage. Talk to your neighborhood independent auto owner's agent today about a policy that fits your needs and budget. Visit today and form a valued relationship that won't let you down in a time of need.
This is your Greensburg Auto Owners Insurance agent, Steve Dorflinger. Stop in at Dorflinger Insurance, 810 East Main Street, or call us at 663-7779.
This is Alex from True Blue Autos. We are owned by Any King Auto Body and have a new way of buying a used car. We are operated daily by third-generation family members. Our mission and focus is to provide safe, reliable vehicles that give our customers the best value for their investment. Each vehicle on our lot goes through a 125-point inspection, and all of our certified pre-owned vehicles come with at least a 90-day limited warranty. Come to True Blue Autos, located right next to Any King Auto Body, and see what our family can do for you.
The new year is here and couldn't come at a better time to buy a new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram from Acra in Greensburg. The Start Something New event is going on now, and the savings are better than ever. Right now, they have new 2016 Ram Crew Cab Express in red pearl. That's 20% off MSRP. The Ram Express is nicely equipped and won't last long. Also, during the Start Something New event, all remaining 2016 Chrysler 200s and Dodge Darts are 15% off MSRP. Last but not least, the new 2017 models are here, and the savings are incredible on them as well. Right now, all new 2017 Jeep Cherokee Limited have over $4,000 in incentives, and new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs are over $7,500 off MSRP. Get 2017 started off with a bang during the Something New event at Acre Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. Stop in and see Marty Garwood, Ron Gardner, Rick Jones, Floyd Riggs, Ryan Scudder, Kevin Milburn, Janice Jones, or Josh Camplain at 1407 North Lincoln in Greensburg.
Recycling comes to your town. Decatur County Solid Waste Management District offers mobile recycling the first 2 Saturdays of each month. The first Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., Clarksburg, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., Sandusky, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., Adams, 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., Bernie. The second Saturday of each month, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., St. Morris, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., New Point, 11 a.m. to 12 noon, Millhausen. Questions? Call our office at 812-663-0960.
Stone's Farm Service at 921 East Main in Greensburg is southeastern Indiana's Kubota dealer. Stop by and check out their great lineup of Kubota tractors and utility vehicles. These hard-working tractors and four-wheel utility vehicles come with gas or diesel engines. Stone's Farm Service, serving Decatur and surrounding counties for over 20 years. Give them a visit, 921 East Main in Greensburg, or phone 663-3787.
Hey, welcome back to Aspen Place Health Campus here, home of the Coaches Show on the north side of Greensburg here on a brisk, cool Saturday morning in late January. And what does that mean? Sectional basketball time in Indiana. Gotta love it. We just spoke with the girls. Matt Barker from North Decatur, unable to join us today, but we'll go over the North Decatur sectional lineup as well. Let's go through the sectional lineups. In the 1A sectional, to be hosted by Jack Sendell on Tuesday at 7 p.m., the South Decatur Cougars will open sectional play against Hauser. Hauser comes into that ball game at 13-8, South Decatur at 4-18. At Jack Sendell then on Wednesday night at 6 p.m., there'll be a couple of games on Wednesday. The opening game on Wednesday at Jack Sendell, Southwestern Shelbyville at 14-8 will play Rising Sun at 4-18. That's the first game, 6 p.m. Wednesday. And then following that game, host Jack Sendell, their fine record 19-4, will square off against a 4-16 Waldron squad. And then on Friday night, the winner of the South Decatur Hauser game will square off against Oldenburg at 6 p.m. Friday at Jack Sendell. And then the winner of Shelbyville Southwestern and Rising Sun, Jacksonville Waldron will play the second game that night at 7:30-ish at Jacksonville. That's the 1A sectional in the girls. At Austin, the 2A sectional, which North Decatur will be involved in. On 6 p.m. Tuesday at Austin, the host Austin, 14-9, will face Milan at 10-11, and then following that game on Tuesday night, South Ripley at 19-4 will play a Switzerland County squad at 7-16. And then on Friday at Austin, in the opening contest at 6 p.m. Friday, North Decatur will play the winner of the Austin-Milan game. And then following that game on Friday, Southwestern Hanover will play the winner of the South Ripley Switzerland County game. That, again, the 2A sectional at Austin. And then at Rushville, we just spoke to Coach Jason Simpson of the Lady Pirates. They will open up play at Rushville on 7:30 p.m. Tuesday. Greensburg at 20-2 will square off against a 4-19 Madison squad. That's the only game on Tuesday. Wednesday night at Rushville, the opening contest, 6 p.m., will see South Dearborn at 3-19 square off against EIAC rival Lawrenceburg 14-7. And then following that game on Wednesday, Batesville at 10-12 will play Franklin County at 16-7. And then at 6 p.m. on Friday, the Greensburg-Madison winner will play the host Rushville. Rushville will enter that contest at 20-3. And then following that game at 7:30 p.m. on Friday, the South Dearborn-Lawrenceburg winner will play the Batesville-Franklin County winner. Again, that's the 3A sectional at Rushville. So lots of basketball in and around the area. Sectional play for the ladies open up this week. We wish all of the local squads good luck for that, and we will be following you. Thank you to Aspen Place Health Campus for hosting us here each and every Saturday morning. Their hospitality is appreciated. Cornerstone Bakery, they are the official donut of the Coaches Show. Those things are great, tasty morsels. I'm telling you, when I got there today, they were lined up outside the door. So if you haven't gotten there by now and you want some donuts, you better get there, or all the good ones are going to be taken. So thanks to the official donut of the Coaches Show, Cornerstone Bakery. Tom Limmel, thank you for running Periscope. Not sure who's back in the station. I think Sandy's back in the station this morning, engineering the program in the studios on Park Road. And with that said, it's going to wrap up this edition of the Coaches Show from Aspen Place Health Campus. We thank you for listening. Stay tuned on Tuesday for sectional girls action. So have yourself a good weekend. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next week.